why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Obviously, I'm an Apple fan. The reason I started with that is to try to trigger in you some of the thinking that I want to deliver tonight, which is sort of really focusing on your right brain. I assume most of you guys know the difference between analytical left brain thinking and right brain thinking, which is appealing more to your emotion and connection. I want to talk about strategy. I do want to get into the mechanics of thinking, of what are the things that I've done that have been successful on the internet. But before we get into sort of the analytical side of things and the breakdown of strategy, I think we've got to take a step back and look at a bigger picture, which is what are you delivering in terms of your vision? You know, a lot of times we get into the mechanics of saying, look, I've got to post this many things on Twitter. I've got to, okay, now what else am I going to do? And there's this checklist of things that you've got to accomplish. But what image are you projecting on the internet, and what are you trying to achieve in a larger picture? You know, some of the things that I try to communicate when I am present on the internet is my humanity, much more so than just talking specifically about a procedure or how am I going to operate on your nose, your cheek. Some of the things that I try to communicate in terms of my vision are artistry, which obviously I know most of you have as well as compassion, and just really connecting with humanity. I've got sections of my website that are focused on helping people through the recovery period and walking them through meditations and things like that. Is it contrived? It really isn't, because if you're gonna hear my story as I go through this and how I came up with that and why I came there. And it's a difficult story, but it's a story that I think reveals where my maturity has come over the last few years. So I really challenge you is, if before you start really focusing and honing in on the mechanics of I've got to do this much, this, that, and this, what is your message? What is the message of your practice? Is it unique? What's your USP, your unique selling proposition? How are you different? We heard a lot, from Tom about, when we heard about the price of Botox. Are you a commodity, or are you a brand? Are you something that people would travel to see because you're different, or are you just trying to haggle against the physician injectors or physician extenders that are delivering Botox and Restylane? Are you delivering something unique and different? And it all begins with, before you get into the mechanics of strategy, who do you stand? What do you stand for? And what do you believe in? And what are your goals and your mission of your practice? And if you read Daniel Pink's first book, Whole New Mind, it really goes into that whole idea that we're outsourcing left brain activity, but we're really, the right brain activities are something that is wholly unique in terms of our ability to create and think. So there's another great book by Chip Heath and Dan Heath. Has anyone read Made to Stick? No? Okay, of course, Gavin's read it. The blueprint for success he has, see if I remember it here, I put it down here so I won't forget, is the acronym SUCCESS, which is, S is simple, so keep it simple, the KISS principle. Sometimes we make things way overly complicated. U is unexpected, so we're all bored people. We want to be entertained a bit. We want something that is unique. Concrete, we tend to not talk in concrete terms, and we don't use examples, so we try to be as concrete as we can. We've heard already from Tom, credibility, being credible is very, very important. Being emotional, sometimes we don't deliver emotions, and we don't bring the best out of our patients in terms of emotions. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that in a second. And the key with what you see here is the final S, which is stories. I mean, if you think about it, after you've heard 20 presentations, you don't remember a single thing unless you took a note down. The only thing you have resonance with is a story. So I think if you bring it down to a core, I love this quote, yes, and more Apple stuff. You've got to find what you love. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. A huge part is if you can communicate your core passion on the internet. It doesn't matter what you say, it's how you say it. And this is a huge component that should drive everything you do. And passion is really what's beautiful if you can get into that core of that. So inspire your team. Get into a culture and make sure that's transmitted through the phones. And I'm not into how much is that staff going to get bonus for this? How are we going to make more money? If you don't understand that, please read Daniel Pink's new book Drive. It's absolutely a masterpiece. And a lot of it is taken from Dan Ariely's book a sequel of Upside of Irrationality, but actually Daniel Pink's book is better. Read that book, and it really gets you there. And I was in an entrepreneur organization event I was in Dallas, and I watched this song. It was just so moving to me because it really captures. I played this for my staff. So if you like this video, play it for your staff. And to me, it's about bringing a team together to have the same mission and the same culture of moving forward toward a higher purpose. Are you all loaded up? Huh? Are you loaded up?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll introduce you in a couple minutes. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, guys.